Hey, yo, Super Bowl fans, where you at? Y'all peep that game? Man, the Patriots got demolished. What the hell? It kind of reminded me of way back when. Remember when the Giants had beaten the Patriots that one year and the Patriots had the best regular season record? Like that. It was like they blew it again, man. The poor Patriots fans, they got to be feeling pretty messed up after that one. But okay, here we are on the Faye Twitter account, and voting for Hero Rises 2026 is over, and I thought they were actually going to post the results today, but it looks like they're going to let it simmer in the pot for a little bit, and they're going to announce the results on the 11th. So just a couple of days to go, and we'll know who the winners of the Hero Rises event are, and who's going to be on the banner, and who's going to be given out to everyone for free. But then they also went ahead and tweeted out this, too. So, 9th anniversary celebration data ranking 1. Here's data on heroes made allies in Binding Worlds and the most equipped skills. Dimitri with inherited skill Arc Rival has been working hard. Earn rewards in 9th anniversary Binding Worlds starting tonight at 11 p.m. Yeah, so I guess they're doing this in honor of the Binding Worlds event that just started today, which is pretty cool. So they are giving us a Binding World Forma on the house, and I'm guessing a lot of people are going to be very excited to go ahead and use it. So, yeah, just a more chill video here, just to take a look at the metrics and the graphics that they went ahead and posted here with all the data they compiled. It's not often that they do stuff like this, but it is always interesting, at least to me, to take a look at what the data shows. And data ranking 1, I guess that leads me to believe that there's more data rankings coming up for the anniversary. I wonder what other data metrics they've been keeping track of here. So let's go ahead and take a look here. We have 1st to 10th, and then we have 11th to 20th. So in first place, we've got Brave Dimitri here. He's got his base weapon. He's got Reposition, Arc Rival, Warrior's Blow, Patience, Brutal Tempest, and then Null Sea Echo. I guess that makes sense. It's more of a bait type of build. Warrior's Blow is good for fast bait units like Ryoma, who comes with it. And I wouldn't recommend giving Dimitri his base weapon anymore, even though it is a blast from the past, and it was very popular when he got refined. Actually, I want to say that Dimitri was probably the most popular unit in the game for that one little period where he had just gotten refined and he was like the hot new unit. He felt like the second coming of Brave Ike at that time. So, yeah, he was everywhere. He was everyone's favorite unit to use, and I guess that does make sense why he's the most popular in here. Why he's number 1 is because people just want to relive the good old days of using Brave Dimitri, and they want to be able to use him with all the best skills. Okay, then in second place, we have the Harmonic Myrrh. That is a unit I was not expecting to be this highly ranked. Is she really that popular? There's no way, right? It's got to be because she's more recent with the refine, and she is a bait dragon at the end of the day, so it's more likely you may be able to find something to do with her, as opposed to some of these other units in here. But that is very interesting to see Myrrh this high up here. So her own weapon, which is one of the more recent Harmonic refines, so I guess it's still okay. Although, is it actually better than the Vanitas weapon? That's a little hard to debate. I don't remember exactly what Myrrh's weapon did, but I remember thinking it was okay. So it's probably decent enough to be used. Okay, then we have Reposition, Dragon Flame, Fortifications, Patience, Brutal Tempest, and then Res Scowl Echo. So yeah, pretty much a bait build, a little bit more offensive though, because you can initiate, set up some stone tiles, and then cancel away with Brutal Tempest. So I guess that does make sense. Alright, then we have Legendary Alincia in third place. So she hasn't refined or gotten a remix yet, so there's not really any telling what's going to happen for her. But at the moment, it's really not fun using this unit, especially when it's her bonus season, and you got to get a bonus KO with her. It's not very likely against some of the more recent plus 10s, but okay, we have her base weapon, Harsh Command Plus, Arc Rival, Trample, Air Superiority, Speed and Defense Hold Guide, and then Crux Echo. Makes a lot of sense, just ditch her C-Skill because at the moment it's not really doing much. And in fact, Speed and Defense Hold Guide is just a better version of her C-Skill, right? I think her C skill was just Guidance 4 with no movement restrictions, and then it gives you start of turn, null follow-up, and I think it also did a Crux, not Crux, it did a rain debuff of speed or multiple stats, right? I think it was attack, speed, and defense -5 on the enemy if they're in 4 spaces of Valencia. So she does have that debuff, which is pretty good, and honestly, it's just, you might as well just ditch that, run any C skill, and then give her an Echo skill. Because if you keep her C skill, you're not able to run Echo skills, which at this point, it would be better off just going for the Echo skill. But yeah, when she remixes, maybe her C skill will end up being better. All right, we got Bride Tiki in 4th place, Arcane Outburst, Swap, Dragon Ice, Diluvial Boost, Scowling Fighter, Attack Res Twin Magic Save, and then Distant Counter Echo. I don't think Bride Tiki refined yet, so again, this would be a gamble just like Alencia if you're betting on her getting a good refine. Probably not the safest bet, but I mean, it can't really go wrong with what we're seeing here. Arcane Outburst, Diluvial Boost, Magic Save, like, she'll definitely be able to do some stuff with some skills like this. All right, then we have Winter Cordelia in 5th place. Her own weapon, Reposition, Haste Slice, Blue Skies 4, Air Superiority, Brutal Tempest, and then Soaring Echo. Yeah, not too shabby, right? I'm expecting most of these flyers are going to have Air Superiority and Blue Skies, or some combination of Air Superiority and some other A skill. Maybe like Trample or something. Haste Slice is a big ouch, though. If you're going to run Cordelia now, probably better off giving her like Gale Force Mist or Arc Rifle or something like that. Maybe even Celestial Form. That's an option for flyers. But certainly not Haste Slice anymore, unfortunately. And again, she's another unit that's waiting on a refine. Hopefully she gets a good one. Okay, then we have Brave Edelgard. It's kind of surprising to see Brave Edelgard all the way down here at 6th. Like, there's no way Bunny Mur is more popular than Brave Edelgard, is she? Because we have Brave Dimitri all the way at the top, and Edelgard is at 6th? Something don't look right with that picture, man. We already know Edelgard is the most popular Fire Emblem character. If any of the countless voting events we've had wasn't evidence enough. So, Edelgard at 6th? Alright, regardless, these are the skills that they've given her. Arcane Giant Axe, Swapgate, Armored Blaze, Diluvial Boost, Assault Fighter, Attack Defense Briar, Physical Save, and then Distant Counter Echo. Seems kind of awkward, actually. Assault Fighter with Physical Save. I think you might be better off just giving her Shield Fighter instead of Assault Fighter, and then like Pavis instead of Armored Blaze. And if you are going to run an offense damaging special, you might as well give her like Flame Wall or Arc Rival or something. Because Armored Blaze is like from a meta ago. Okay, then in 7th we have the Mythic Thor. Now, these are the type of characters I think have the highest value in here, are the offensive Mythic heroes. Because any merge you get on them is going to help your score as long as they're not at +10. And then on top of that, you're just getting all these crazy skills as a bonus. So, all of the Binding World formas that I've ever gotten, I've used all of them on offensive Mythic heroes. So I used one on Mythic Thor, I used one on Mythic Peony, and I used one on Mythic Plumeria. And I've never looked back, I've never regretted it. So if you're wondering like what my top selection would be to use a Binding World forma on, I would say definitely offensive Mythic heroes. So Thor has her own weapon. We got Reposition, Arc Rival, Attack and Defense Excel, it's Air Superiority, Deadly Miasma, and then Crux Echo. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, especially for an offensive build. Especially in Aether Ray's offense, she can use Air Superiority, bypass the Corin Ring, attack the enemy, set up the haze tiles with Deadly Miasma, and then all your other units are going to be free to warp in without having to worry about the Vein tiles. So yeah, that's a pretty solid build for her in Aether Ray's offense. Could do a little better than Attack Defense XL, but I guess it is what it is. Okay, and then we have a 3-way tie in 8th place there. Very interesting. So, Lapis, Peony, and Shez. Legendary Shez, Mythic Peony, and then regular old Lapis. All tied for 8th place. I'm surprised Lapis is in there, huh? I guess it's because she's really easy to merge. She was really outstanding as a merge project when she dropped, but that really didn't last very long. So I guess it's unfortunate, but at the same time, I guess she's popular enough as a character and as a merge project that she ranked in 8th spot on most popular Binding World formas here. So Arcane Renegade, Reposition, Arc Rival, Duelist Blow, Potent Finish, Attack Speed Faith, and then Tumultuous Echo. Yeah, I mean, that's like the most cookie-cutter God Sword build you've ever seen. It's basically just the same build as Arcane Ryoma, ain't it? And that's exactly the guy who has Tumultuous Echo. So, yeah, just take his entire kit, give it to someone, and call it a day. Okay, then we have Mythic Peony with Flower of Joy, Rally Attack Speed Plus, Ice Wall, Attack Speed Aria, Speed and Res Shackle, Shadow Smite 4, and then Crux Echo. Now, this is also a pretty easy to understand build here. Offensive Mythic Hero, and as a dancer, you just want her to support. Now you can give her the Byleth Ring, so she doesn't even need to run her own dance. And by doing so, that gives you the option of running, like, Favor in the Beast skill, which could be pretty good for support and true damage support and stuff. Yeah, also by taking off her dance skill, that gives her access to the Echo slot. So, yeah, I mean, it's a very easy to understand kit there that she's got, and she would be a more valuable unit to pick up in here. And then we have Legendary Shez, who I actually enjoy using Legendary Shez in Arena Assault. After her remix, she is a pretty good DPS, and she can make mincemeat out of Burger King. So, Asura Blades, Reposition Gate, Comet, Swift Slice 2, Speed and Defense Lull Finish, Lookout Smog, and then Fleeting Echo. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense there. Just give her Comet, just turn her into a bigger DPS. Okay, then over here we have 11th to 20th place. So we have a tie in 11th place. We have Dimitri and Hater. I'm surprised there's so many ties, right? Like a 3-way tie in 8th place and then a 2-way tie in 11th place. So we have the Fallen Dimitri with his own weapon, Reposition, Arc Rival, Duelist Blow, Potent Finish, Attack Speed Faith, and then Tumultuous Echo. Basically the same exact build that Lapis had, pretty much. Yeah, it's very easy to understand why. You're going to notice, like, all of these builds pretty much are running the same passives depending on the unit type. Like, these fast bait units are running basically the same stuff. Patience, Warrior's Blow. The God Sword, God Lances, etc. are all running this same kit right there. So, yeah, this build variety is basically just cookie-cutter builds for the archetype of unit and call it a day. Yeah, but Fallen Dimitri, he's not so bad on Aether Raid's offense. You can run him for the undefended support, which is pretty solid. Although he is probably out of a job now that we got Legendary Elise, who's just a menace. I don't think any defense team is prepared for Legendary Elise, honestly. Like, there's just nothing you can do about her. I was thinking, I had a thought, right? Like, you know how we have the Duo's Hindrance that turns off Duo buttons? What if they gave us a style hindrance that turns off enemy style buttons until either they break the structure or they beat all the units on your team that have a style? Wouldn't that be interesting? Because that would be a pretty hard counter to Legendary Elise. And that's like the only way I could see defense having a chance against her. And then also it would be good against like Emblem Lin and Lin Ring and other units that have styles and such. So it would be pretty interesting to get a style hindrance structure for Aether Raid's defense. But yeah, regardless of that tangent, it is obvious to see why Fallen Dimitri is a popular choice in there. Then we have Mythic Hater, who again is coming up on a refine and remix pretty soon, and as an offensive Mythic hero, probably a good choice to go for her. So she has Satunger's Mystery, which was the Arcane Lysithia weapon. Reposition Gate, Logic, Attack Speed Aria, Attack Speed Favor, Silence Ward, and then Tempo Echo. Yeah, Favor makes a lot of sense on her because she's basically a rally bot with her Gold Serpent assist. All right, then we got Legendary Allure, Dragon's Fist, Reposition Gate, Comet, Duelist Blow, Edge Scales, Attack Speed Faith, and then Tumultuous Echo. Just like Legendary Alincia, another legendary hero that is just dreadful to use in bonus season. You're not killing anything with a Leer. Unless it's an enemy Leer or like some you got lucky and you won the arena matchup lottery and you're fighting some guy that's just running like regular old merge project plus 10s as opposed to like whale plus 10s. All right, then we have, oh wow, Ascended Hilda, huh? Okay. So Arcane Giant Axe, Reposition Gate, Arc Rival, Duelist Blow, Potent Finish, Attack Speed Fate, Tumultuous Echo. Where have we seen that kit before? Sans the weapon, but like the passives are the exact same. Okay, then we have, wow, Myrrh again? I was already surprised Bunny Myrrh ranked this high, and then to see Myrrh in here again? Is Myrrh really that popular of a character? I would have thought Tiki would be the most out of all the baby dragons, like the Tikis and the Nowies and the Myrrhs and the Fas and stuff, I would have thought Tiki was the most popular out of that group. Mainly because she was the first dragon, and then on top of that, she's just very funny. Her little British accent is the cutest thing, man. If you've played Warriors 1, you know what I'm talking about. British Tiki is the best Tiki. But, yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that Myrrh is as popular as she is, apparently. So, Arcane Outburst, Reposition, Dragon Flame, Trample. Hello. We have Patience, Brutal Tempest, and Res Scowl. I don't know what she's doing with Trample. Doesn't that give you built-in desperation when you attack? Why in the world would you initiate combat with this Myrrh? She's a bait unit. Just keep her in the back, have her bait enemies. If you're going to player phase with her, it would make more sense to give her fortifications, right? Because then she can attack and then set up the stone tiles and cancel back and like just have stone tile protection. I don't know what she's doing with Trample. I don't even know what she's doing in 15th place. Okay, then we have in 16th, we got Mythic Asker, who, again, offensive Mythic hero. Easy to see why he's here. So his own weapon, Reposition Gate, Sturdy Beast, Attack Defense Fortune, Attack Speed Favor, Barricade, and then Tumultuous Echo. Yeah, you see Barricade there, you see Favor there, and it's obvious why he's here. And just run him as a supporter, and you're good to go. Then we got Legendary Dimitri. Dude, if I didn't know better, I would say Dimitri is the most popular Fire Emblem character in existence by looking at how many of him made it in here. People really love Dimitri, don't they? Wow, okay. All right, so his own weapon, Reposition Gate, Arc Rival, Duelist Blow, Null Sea Void, Attack Speed Faith, and Tumultuous Echo. Not sure why he has Null Sea Void over, like, Rejuvenate, which would be better. I mean, it gives you Null Sea, and then it also gives you a bunch of other good stuff, as opposed to Null Sea Void. But I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. All right, then we have a two-way tie for 18th place. We have Bride Catria and then Legendary Corin. Now, Bride Catria is a unit that I would expect in here, because when she had her day, she was, like, as good as it gets, right? So, like, most of the Binding World formas that people used, I'm sure, were on Catria at one point or another. So we have her own weapon, Reposition, Celestial Form, Blue Skies, Potent Assault, Speed and Defense Hold Guide, and then Soaring Echo. Yeah, typical offensive build for her pretty much, but also a lot of movement support to help you get off the triangle attack there with Hold Guide and Soaring Echo. All right, then we got Legendary Corin with her own weapon, Reposition, Dragon Flame, Duelist Blow, Edge Scales, Attack Speed Faith, and then Red Scowl Echo. And then we have a two-way tie for 20th place. So we got the Duo Thor, and then we have Mythic Veil, another offensive Mythic hero, which again, I would say has the most value to pick up. And Duo Thor, the evergreen unit, who's just never going to age out. She's just like the Mythic Freyr, right? Where they're never going to power creep her. We have Freyr that cleanses all penalties, and we have Thor that cleanses all bonuses, and they have never, ever even attempted to do that again. So, yeah, I guess Thor and Freyr, they're going to be evergreen forever. So, her own weapon, Harsh Command Plus, Frost Moon, Crystalline Water, Attack Res Havoc, Deadly Miasma, Null Sea... Oh, she actually has a tie on her C skill between Deadly Miasma and Null Uplift. That's interesting. I think Null Uplift would definitely be the better one, though, because it's just giving you a crazy amount of drive true damage. And then as well, we have Crux Echo. So no unique C skill, obviously, because you want to get the Echo skill on her, and her unique C skill doesn't even do anything. And then Mythic Veil with Arcane Rex Bolt, Reposition Gate, Comet, Attack Res Aria, Attack Res Havoc, Preempt Ploy, and Lull Echo, which should be a pretty obvious build to understand there. Just a lot of attack and res, some debuffing. As an offensive Mythic hero, you couldn't really ask for more. So, yeah, very interesting data points here to take a look at for the most used passives on these Binding World Forma units and which units are being picked up the most with Binding World Formas. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments section down below, but if there's one thing I took away from this is that Dimitri and Myrrh are way more popular than I was giving them credit for.